It was a quiet night at the Islamabad Space Observatory. The sky was clear. Stars shined like diamonds in the dark. Dr. Amina Khan sat alone in the control room, drinking cold tea and checking satellite data. Then, something strange happened. A red light blinked on her screen. The satellite had picked up a new signal. Not noise. It's not static. It was a clean, strong pattern. Beep, 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 beep. Her eyes widened. This is not random, she said to herself. She quickly recorded the signal and played it again. Same pattern repeated, beep, 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 beep. It was like someone or something was sending a message. She called her assistant. Arif, get in here now. Arif ran in. What is it, doctor? Listen to this, she said, playing the signal again. Arif listened. It sounds ... like code. Dr. Amina nodded. Exactly. It's not from Earth. They tried to trace. The signal's origin was coming from somewhere near Jupiter, but the source was moving fast. Very fast. Heading toward the solar system. Heading toward Earth. 3 days later, the signal had reached global science centers. NASA, ESA, ISRO all had confirmed it, and all agreed. The signal was real. It was intelligent. And it was getting closer. But the governments of the world stayed silent. They didn't want panic still. One person was not afraid to tell the truth, Rizwan, a 19-year-old hacker from Karachi. He broke into the global satellite feed and found the raw signal. With help from AI tools, he decoded a short part of the message. It said, "Prepare for harvest. Arrival. 30 days. He posted it online. Within hours, the internet exploded. Some thought it was fake. Others believed it. News channels picked it up. People began to panic. Shops closed. Cities grew quiet. And somewhere, in a hidden underground lab in Switzerland, a secret group watched everything. One of them said, "It has started. They are coming back." 2 weeks later, the signal was now stronger. Telescopes around the world had spotted something strange. In the dark space between Jupiter and Mars, large shadows moved, huge, metal. Shapes too big to be asteroids, too smooth to be natural. Alien ships the world watched in silence. Then, the aliens did something unexpected. They stopped at Mars. For some reason, the alien fleet entered orbit around the red planet. But then, something happened. One of the ships vanished. No explosion, no trace, just gone. People were confused. Scientists were shocked. Was Mars dangerous to them? Or was something waiting for them on Mars? Back at the Islamabad Observatory DR, Amina stared at the signal. It had changed. Now it had a new sound, a low, deep tone, almost like a growl. She looked scared. "They're not just coming," she whispered. "They're angry," Arif asked. "Why stop at Mars?" Dr. Amina replied, "Maybe. They think no one is watching. Maybe they think Mars is easy." She stood up. "But I think Mars has its own secrets." In a dusty basement in Rawalpindi, Rizwan sat at his computer. His room was dark, lit only by his screens. He was deep into the alien network now. He could see their movement, their plans. And then he saw something terrifying. A map. Earth. Marked in red. Marked. Marks. Dot. Black. Black meant death. He leaned back. What happened on Mars? Final scene cliffhanger. A telescope camera zooms in on Mars. Suddenly a second alien ship disappears. Inside the red dust of Mars, something shifts. A deep vibration travels through the planet's surface. An old satellite camera catches a strange shape, a large, dark hole opening in the ground, then static. The screen goes black, and a message appears in alien language. It slowly translates. Graveyard. Protocol activated. As the alien fleet moved slowly over Mars, their black metal ships floated like ghosts in the thin red sky. Earth's satellites watched from far away, sending blurry images to command centers around the world. Then it happened again. Another alien ship vanished. No light, no sound, no explosion. 1 second it was there, the next gone, at NASA headquarters. Commander Harris looked at the screen and frowned. "That's the third one," They're not being destroyed. They're being taken. Taken by who? Someone asked. No one had an answer. Seen to a secret mission, the UN held an emergency meeting. Earth could not fight the aliens directly, not yet, but they could watch. And they could send someone to Mars to investigate. Commander Faisal, a retired astronaut and war hero, was called back to duty. You want me to walk into a trap? He asked. A general replied, We want you to understand the trap. Find out what's happening before the rest of them land on Earth. Faisal agreed. He had seen war, had nothing left to lose. Within days, a small team of elite scientists and soldiers launched from Earth in a fast, silent shuttle. Their target, a quiet valley on Mars, close to where the alien ships were vanishing. Scene 3: Arrival on Mars. The team landed near an old crater. Then, the place looked empty. But Mars was. Hiding something as they moved across the dusty red ground, strange things began to happen. Their electronics blinked, compasses spun, radio signals went dead. Then, they saw it. An alien drone half buried in the sand, ripped open like paper, burnt, melted, but clearly not destroyed by humans. Something's hunting them, said Dr. Alina, the team's lead scientist. They moved deeper into the valley. That's when the ground shook. Scene 4: The trap awakens. Without warning, a metal spike shot out of the ground. Then another. Then dozens. It wasn't a natural trap. It was a defense system, old, hidden, and deadly. The soldiers opened fire, but the spikes retracted just as fast, not to attack. To scan, Faisal realized something. It's not attacking us, he said. It knows we're human. Suddenly, the rock shifted nearby. A panel opened in the ground. A staircase led downward deep into the red planet. Scene 5. The bunker below. The team followed the stairs. What they found below changed everything. A human bunker. Deep underground, it was old, covered in dust, but active lights came on. Doors opened. Screens flickered to life. Mars had been dead for years, but not this part. Inside, they found supplies, weapons, old Earth flags, and data logs. Dr. Alina played one of them. A man's voice spoke. If you're hearing this, we failed to stop them, but we set the trap. Mars is not just red, it's ready. Scene 6. Cliffhanger ending just as the team was trying to understand the message. Alarms rang through the bunker. Something had entered the valley above. A huge shadow passed over the entrance. The cameras showed an alien war machine scanning the surface. Then, it started digging. Commander Faisal looked at his team. We didn't come to stop an invasion, he said. We came to finish what someone else started. Grabbed their weapons. Lights flickered red, and the trap above began to close. The underground bunker was silent. Commander Faisal and his team stood frozen. Dust fell from the ceiling as something heavy moved above them. The alien war machine was digging, looking for them. But the bunker wasn't just metal and rock. It had defenses. Suddenly, the lights flashed blue. Walls shifted. A metal door opened on its own, and then footsteps. Heavy boots. Human. A shadow stepped into the room. A man, pale, strong, with long black hair tied back. He wore an old Earth flag on his arm. You're late, he said calmly. We've been waiting. Scene 2. The forgotten soldiers. The man led the team deeper underground. They passed rooms filled with weapons. Food supplies, water tanks, and people. Dozens of them, men and women, young and old, some in armor, some in lab coats. They looked human, but different, tougher, sharper. Survivors. The man introduced himself. Captain Noor Zaman, Mars Defense Unit. Dr. Alina whispered that mission disappeared 50 years ago. Captain Noor nodded. We didn't disappear. Earth gave up on us. We didn't stop fighting. Scene 3. The truth about Marzine. A control room. Noor showed them old recordings. Earth once tried to build a colony on Mars, but they discovered something buried beneath the surface, an alien structure. A sleeping machine. The colony was attacked by something that came from under Mars. Earth panicked. shut down the mission, and left. But not everyone agreed. A secret team stayed behind to guard Mars, to build defenses, to study the alien tech. They knew the invaders would return one day. Day had come. Scene 4. The human plantha, Martian survivors, were in hiding. They were preparing for war. They had hacked alien signals, learned to jam their radar, built underground traps that swallowed ships whole. "We turned Mars into a graveyard," said Noor. "And now you've brought the last piece we needed, Commander." Fazil asked, "What piece?" Noor pointed at Rizwan, the young hacker from Earth. "Him. He's the key." Scene 5. A living Kata. Rizwan was confused. "Me? Why?" They showed him an alien panel. It was pulsing, active. Rizwan reached out and the machine reacted. It spoke in a mix of alien language and binary code. The machine recognized him, Dr. Elena whispered. "The aliens use code to communicate, but Rizwan's brain works like theirs. He could interface with alien systems and maybe control them." Scene 6. The aliens strike back suddenly. A deep alarm echoed through the bunker. The alien war machine had broken through. The ground above exploded. Dust and metal rained down. Everyone grabbed weapons. Noor turned to Faisal. "Time to show them we never left." Scene 7. Cliffhanger ending as the alien machine entered the base. Rizwan sat at the alien console, his fingers flying over the interface. The screen flashed symbols, then Jekid. He shouted, "I can slow it down, but I need time." Outside, human and alien forces clashed in the red tunnels. Commander Faisal stood at the front line, holding his rifle. "No more running," he said. "This time, we bury them." Mars was shaking. Inside the underground bunker, Commander Faisal fired. Round after round at the alien machine. Sparks flew. The creature screeched a sound like metal tearing and a dying animal screaming. Behind him, Swan worked fast on the alien console. His hands moved without thinking. Symbols changed. Lights flickered, then dashed silence. The alien machine froze and fell dead. But the battle was not over. Suddenly, a screen behind Rizwan lit up. Video began playing. Not from Earth, not from Mars. It was from space. Old black and white footage. It showed humans in armor fighting. Aliens. Scene 2, the hidden ward ER. Alina stared at the video. "What is this?" Captain Noor explained. "It's from Project Blacklight, a war Earth fought long ago." In secret, she looked shocked. "Hey, why didn't we know?" "Because we lost." The footage showed human ships burning, soldiers screaming, cities in space destroyed. Earth made a deal with the aliens. "Leave us alone and we'll stay silent." But the aliens lied. They went into hiding, waiting for the right moment to return. And now, they'd come back. Scene 3, alien prisoner in another room. Faisal's team had captured something during the last attack. An alien scout. It was injured, missing. One arm but alive. Tall, gray, insect-like. It had no eyes, but it could see through walls. Rizwan stood near it, nervous. "Can it understand us?" Captain Nur nodded. "It hears everything. It speaks through thoughts." Suddenly, the alien spoke its voice inside their minds. "You cannot stop what is coming." Faisal stepped forward. "You lost 3 ships. Already, how many more do you want to lose?" The alien replied calmly, "Mars is just the first meal. Earth is the feast." Then it smiled. Scene 4. Mars fights back. Noor activated the old Martian defense grid. Large cannons rose from the surface. Drones launched from underground tunnels. Satellites hidden in orbit turned toward the alien fleet. The Martian systems were waking up, but they needed power, Dr. Elena warned. "We only have one core left. If it fails, everything dies." Faisal replied, "Then we don't let it fail." 5. Betrayal. One of the Earth soldiers sent with Fazil Lieutenant. Parvez secretly leaves the group and contacts someone using a hidden device. He whispers, "They found the weapon. Should I sabotage it?" The voice on the other side answers, "Not yet. Let them weaken both sides. Then we strike." Unknown to everyone, Earth had enemies, 2 human traitors working with the aliens for power. Scene 6 flashbacks from the past through old recordings and files. We learn that Mars was not just a red rocket, was once a battleground. For ancient alien races, humans were pulled into that war. Thousands died, but some humans learned alien technology and escaped to Earth. Hiding the truth in secret history, Captain. Noor shows the team a map of Mars. At the center, he says, is the original alien command center. If we take it, we break their network. But, he adds, no one who's entered that place ever came out. Scene 7, cliffhanger ending, the team gears up. Rizwan loads a portable hacking device. Alina prepares medical gear. Noor loads the final power cell into the defense system. Outside, alien fleet begins to descend. Thousands of them. Faisal looks to the sky and says, "Let them come." And then, from deep under the surface of Mars, something ancient stirs. A voice not human, not alien whispers. The war never ended. Deep under Mars, the ground opened. Commander Faisal, Captain Noor, Rizwan, and Dr. Alina stood at the edge of a massive cavern. Inside was something they had never seen before. It wasn't alien, and it wasn't human. It was old, a huge machine black. Smooth silence sat in the center of the cave. It pulsed slowly like it was sleeping. It's covered in dust, but untouched by time. Carved on the walls and glowing symbols was a single phrase. Weapon 0, only awaken in final war. Seen to the debate, the team studied the machine. Doctor Alina scanned it. "It's not built by the aliens we're fighting," she said. "It's older than them." Captain Nur frowned. "Then who made it?" No one answered. Faisal walked closer. The machine responded, lights flickered. A strange hum filled the air. Rizwan stepped forward. "It's not locked. It's waiting." Dr. Alina warned, "We don't know what it does. We could destroy Mars, or win everything," Faisal replied. "Then it's time to choose." Scene 3, the traitor acts back at the Martian base. Lieutenant Parvez sneaked into the core room. He planted a small device under the power supply. A timer started ticking. He spoke into his sabotage in place. Mars will fall soon. But someone heard him, one of Nur's soldiers, watching from the shadows. Scene for the alien counterattack above Mars. The alien fleet moved fast. Dozens of ships had landed across the surface. Alien soldiers marched across the red dunes. Some carried heavy cannons. Others released swarms of flying drones. The trap was working, but barely. Martian defense turrets fired back. Drones fought in the sky. Explosions shook the ground. But the power systems began to fail, and the aliens were pushing forward. Scene 5, Rizwan unlocks the weapon in the cave. Rizwan connected his tablet to the alien interface. Symbols flashed. His eyes widened. "It's not just a weapon," he said. "It's part of a mind, a guardian. It needs someone to guide it." The machine spoke inside their heads, a voice calm but cold. "Input accepted. Human thought compatible. Awakening protocol begins." A loud pulse echoed. The ground trembled. Weapon 0 lit up. Scene 6, betrayal revealed. The base. Nur's soldier confronted Parvez. A fight broke out. The bomb was seconds from exploding. Parvez screamed, "You don't understand. Earth made a deal. We were never meant to win." Soldier grabbed the device and threw it into a shielded chamber. It exploded harmlessly. But now the truth was out. There were humans working with the enemy. Scene 7, the weapon awakens in the cave. Weapon 0 rose from the floor. It looked like a machine but moved like a living being. Its armor was black stone, glowing from the inside. Its face had no eyes. Just light, it spoke again. "Target species identified. War data received. Execution begins." A beam of blue light fired upward through the ground. Into the sky, above Mars, a massive alien ship exploded. Then another. Weapon 0 had begun the war. Scene 8, cliffhanger ending. The alien fleet began to retreat, but not all of them. One massive ship, larger than the rest, stayed behind. From its belly, a strange new creature landed on Mars, twice the size of a human. Half metal, half flesh, its voice echoed through the planet. "You dare wake the Ancient One? Then you will face the last general of the swarm." Faisal stared at the sky. "Good," he whispered. "Let's finish this." The sky over Mars turned red, but not because of dust, because of fire. Alien ships rained down like comets. The ground shook. Smoke and black clouds covered the land. Explosions lit the horizon. Weapon Zero stood tall on a rocky hill, glowing, humming, watching. Beside it, Commander Faisal, Captain Nir, Rizwan, and Dr. Alina looked up. "This is it," said Noor. "The real war begins now." And from the sky, something fell, hard. A massive alien figure landed in front of them, twice the size of a man, part metal, part muscle. Its voice cracked the air. "I am General Karzel. I ended 10 worlds. Mars will be my 11th. Scene 2, ground war begins. The first alien wave attacked in full force. Thousands of swarm creatures poured out of landing ships. Some crawled, some flew, some had weapons fused into their arms. The Martian humans fought back hard. Defense cannons fired. Traps activated. Explosive drones swarmed the battlefield. The ground was red with blood, both human and alien. But the swarm kept coming. Scene 3, Rizwan's last hack inside a small control tent. Rizwan was connected to Weapon Zero. Sweat ran down his face. "I can link it to Mars's old satellites," he said, typing fast. "We'll get full targeting, but I need to be inside the code." Lena warned him. "If you fail, it could break your mind." Rizwan smiled weakly. "My mind's been broken since Karachi." He'd enter. The lights flared. Weapon Zero's targeting systems locked on the alien fleet. Lasers fired from orbit. Alien ships burst into flames. Scene 4. A hero falls captain. Noor led a charge across the battlefield. He fought like a storm calm, strong, unstoppable. But then he saw a group of young Martian fighters trapped under rubble. A swarm tank creature was crawling toward them. No. Ran in, firing, shouting. He threw a grenade. Boom! The tank was destroyed, but so was Noor. Silence. Commander Faisal saw it happen. He clenched his fist. "Noor died for Mars," he whispered. "Let's make sure it lives." Scene 5. Earth watches helplessly on Earth. The entire war was being broadcast. People gathered in streets, homes, schools watching Mars burn. The President of the United Nations stood in front of cameras. "We cannot send help. Not yet. But no, this Mars is not alone. Humanity stands with them." Across the world, people cried, people prayed, some prepared to fight. The war had just begun, but something had changed. For the first time, Earth was united. Scene 6, final duel, begins on a ruined Martian ridge. General Karzel stood face to face with Commander Faisal. "You are strong," said the alien. "I meant you are still just human." Faisal raised his weapon. "That's enough." They charged. Metal clashed. Sparks flew. Fists, blades, blood. Alina and the others fought below, trying to push back the final wave. But the swarm was winning. The human line was breaking. Then the mountain behind them cracked open. Weapon Zero stepped forward. It looked at General Karzel. "Target. High threat. Status. Execute." Scene 7. Cliffhanger ending. Weapon Zero unleashed. A massive beam of white-hot light. It struck Karzel. The screen cut to black. No one could see what happened. Only silence. Then, a single word appeared on screen. Final protocol engaged. On Earth, the world stood still. The screen showed Mars in fire and chaos. The last image, Weapon Zero firing at General Karzel, was seen by billions. Then, silence, no signals, no footage, no sounds from Mars. The feed was dead. People feared. The worst. In a dark command room in Geneva, the UN president turned to her generals. "We waited too long," she said. "It's time Earth joins the war." Seen to the decision to fight across the world, Military bases lit up. Nations united, old enemies became allies. Fast-dash ships, drones, and soldiers were gathered. But there was a problem. Mars was surrounded by the alien fleet. Getting there was suicide. Then, Rizwan's voice came through weak, cracked but alive. "This is Mars. We're not done yet. We just need one final push." Earth listened, and Earth answered. Scene 3, Rizwan's last message. Mars, Rizwan. Sat inside Weapon Zero's chamber. It fused his mind with the machine. Every second was pain. But he held on. He sent a message to Earth. "We've opened a gap in the alien fleet. Send your best through. No more waiting. No more fear. Humanity fights now." The message went viral in seconds. It reached soldiers, pilots, even civilians. Hashtags trended. Hashtag for Mars. Hashtag for RIZWAN. Hashtag for Earth scene for Earth launches the counterattack. From Earth's orbit. A massive fleet launched. It was not as big as the alien swarm, but smarter. It carried the best pilots, elite troops, advanced drones, and a new weapon. Project Echo-S. Satellite cannon built using recovered alien tech. As Earth's fleet entered Mars orbit, the battle began. Alien ships swarmed. Earth fighters danced through them. Explosions painted the stars. Mars lit up again this time. With hope, Scene 5, return of General Kurzel inside. A ruined crater. General Karzel rose again. His armor was cracked. His body was half burned. But he was alive, stronger, angrier. He now controlled a massive war beast. Fused with alien tech, he sent a single message. If Mars lives, Earth dies next. Weapon Zero reactivated. It turned to Faisal. One last command. Give it, Faisal whispered. Destroy the general. Weapon Zero began charging its final weapon. Scene 6. Earth and Mars together for the first time. Humans from two worlds fought side by side. Martian soldiers, pale, and hardened, fought with Earth soldiers. Drones from both sides, synced. Alina used her medical drone to save a group of wounded Earth fighters. Martian engineer used old Mars, tech to shield an Earth tank. The battlefield was chaos, but humanity was united. Scene 7. The final push. Weapon Zero launched its final charge toward Karzel's beast. Faisal and a squad of Martians jumped onto the monster, placing explosives. Karzel roared. Tearing through machines and men, Faisal faced him one last time. This is for Noor. This is for Earth. Boom! The bombs went off. Karzel fell, but so did Faisal. Scene 8, cliffhanger ending. Weapon Zero stood in the center of the battlefield, glowing silent. Suddenly, it began to shake. Its voice returned. Threat reduced, but signal detected. Far side of Mars, deep below. Dr. Alina asked, "What signal?" Rizwan's voice, barely alive, answered, "It's not over. They didn't come alone." A red storm moved across Mars. The battlefield was quiet now. Weapon Zero stood still, damaged but alive. Earth's fleet circled above. Fires still burned. Smoke filled the sky. Dr. Alina ran through the broken Martian valley, shouting into her, "Come, Faisal, Rizwan, anyone?" Then a weak voice answered. It was Rizwan. "I'm here. But something's waking up. It's not from this war." Scene to the final threat revealed, deep under the Martian surface. An ancient structure pulsed with energy. Weapon Zero turned its head. A signal echoed through its core. A known frequency detected. Alien origin, ... not swarm. Dr. Alina stared at the data. Wait. The swarm didn't build Weapon Zero. They were running from it. The real enemy, the ones who built the swarm, were waking up. And Mars had one last chance to stop them. Scene 3, the forgotten vault. Weapon Zero lead. The last group of soldiers to an ancient vault beneath Olympus Mons, the tallest mountain on Mars. The vault had been sealed for 10,000 years. Inside was a prison. Something in chains, a creature giant, old, half machine, half god. It opened one eye and it spoke. The swarm was only the beginning. What comes after? Scene for Rizwan's choice back at the control center. Rizwan's body was weak, but his mind was inside the code. Weapon 0 connected to him directly, it said. To destroy the vault, must self-destruct. But a human mind must stay inside, to guide the strike. Rizwan looked at the stars. No more running, he whispered. Mars is where it ends. He smiled one last time, then connected his mind fully. Scene 5. D. The final blast weapon 0 entered the vault. The ancient creature roared. The ground cracked. The skies turned black. Then dash boom. A light brighter than the sun covered all of Mars. The vault collapsed. The creature was gone. Weapon 0 was gone. Rizwan's voice echoed in the silence. Tell Earth. Mars fought back. Scene 6. Earth responds back on Earth. The message reached every screen. One final line appeared. Mars has fallen, but so has the enemy. Humanity survives. People wept. People cheered in schools. Children wrote Rizwan and Faisal's names on walls. On Mars, a new flag was raised, half Earth blue, half Martian red. Scene 7. One ship escapes as the dust settled. A small alien ship slipped away, hidden behind Mars's moons. Inside, a blinking light activated. A signal was sent. Far across the galaxy, something received it. It opened one eye and smiled. Text on screen. They came to take Earth. But Mars became their graveyard. Humanity is not alone. And now we are ready.